Chicken, chick, chick, chicken, 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 chickeny, chick, chick, chicken, chicken, chicken. I'm just checking my microphone. Hi. How are yous? I just pew, thought I would play this and start tonight's show. You know, one day I'm going to have to change that intro to something else because one day we're not going to be living in a COVID world and everything will be back to some sense of normality. I hope. Good evening and welcome to Radio Apocalypse. My name is Mojax Happy and I hope that you are well. I hope that you are surviving lockdown, and if you're in a complete and permanent quarantine, I hope that you're surviving in a very positive way. I myself am restricted for health reasons to the boundaries of my house. I will not be venturing out into the COVID world simply because I would be putting my life on the line. My immune system was depleted after a severe brutal assault to my body via cancer and cancer treatment last year. But let's just face it just now. Okay, I'm okay. I feel fine. But my lymphocytes are about 50% less than what they should be. And as a result of that, my GP wrote me a wee note to say, don't want you going to work, not until this is over. So there you go. That's where I am with it. So tonight we have a few little sections we always run on with the COVID Chronicles, which is kind of like the news of what's going on in the world just now with regards to the coronavirus. And then we look at the Corona idiots and end up finishing with the isolation games with what sort of crazy things people are doing. So we're going to start off with a video tonight. This video is basically a chap talking about what is that? Let me just make sure I get the right one here. Which one is that? Is that the right one? Yeah, the 2 minutes and 13 seconds. It's the one on the Telegraph. That's good, right? Excellent. It's about 2 minutes and X amount of seconds long, and it's worth a little visit to watch this. So I'll queue it up. I'll play it, and yeah, and take what you want from it. Take what you want from it because it's not a bad video. It's quite positive, actually. Here we go.
So coronavirus is water or a sanitizing gel. The reason that's so important is that the virus spreads through droplets. The droplets don't hang in the air for an awful long time, but they fall onto surfaces, and your hands are always touching surfaces. And that's why washing your hands is so important, because we pick up the droplets on our hands and then we touch them against our face. There's research that shows we do that 15 to 30 times an hour. Public transport is a key thing to be conscious of. You want to be aware of what you're touching. You need to touch things in these places, the handrails, the handles on a tube train. So all of those surfaces are likely to contain germs, and you're going to pick them up on your hands. So just be aware of what you're touching, and after you've touched it, make sure you wash your hands before you're touching your hands to your mouth or eating food with them. The other area that's important is your house. Droplets are going to spread onto surfaces around your house. The really obvious ones are kitchen surfaces, bathroom surfaces. So be aware that those are surfaces where viruses could gather and are likely to be shared around. And what you want to do is you just want to wipe surfaces with soap and water a couple of times a day to keep them clean. Also with children, explain to your children how germs spread. Don't make them paranoid about them, but remind them that germs come from your nose and mouth. They end up on your hands. If you touch surfaces containing germs, you'll get them on your hands. And that's why it's so important for them to wash their hands before they eat, before they brush their teeth at night, just to keep themselves clean, and they will reduce their chances of getting the bugs too.
Wow. Excuse me. That was very informative. I never knew that the coronavirus was droplets. I knew that if you sneezed, it was droplets, but I didn't realise that it was droplets as such. And that's how it operates. It makes perfect sense now that washing your hands is important. Not that it wasn't before, but it certainly is more important now. We do have another video. This one's about 4 minutes long. It's a kind of a video night tonight, and this one, where is it? Yes. This one is a little bit more sort of like historical. There we go. Back again. What is that? Who's that there? That is me. There we go. Better. Apologies for that. That was me queuing something up again. I have far too many windows open at the top of my browser, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, let's just get this video queued up again. This one's got a little bit more historical data in it, and it's wow. Google Chrome not responding once more. Are we live? Are we working? Look, that's better. Chrome tab, coronavirus lockdown, share. That's it, sharing. It's going to be coming up. There it is there. One that is in The Guardian. Great. So we're going to play this video. It's about 4 minutes long. I may stop it halfway through to do a wee comment on it. Hey, good evening, people in YouTube land. Say hi in the comments so I know who I'm speaking to. It's always good to speak to people. I like to interact with you all. Right, so this video that we're about to watch, if it decides not to chuck itself all over the place, is it's kind of a lady talking about stuff to do with it. 4 minutes long. Let's get back to you when it starts, when it finishes, okay? Oh, let's get past this stupid advert as well. Where is she?
Of those people who do end up with COVID-19, you could put them into three groups. There's a minority who are asymptomatic, which means they don't
dokie, okie dokie. I've just been told by Jason that there is no sound. I can hear it perfectly clear. I don't know why it's not playing through just now. Let me just check my soundboard. To check it while it's playing. Hold on 1 second, because then it will tell me
over the
if
course
it's
of that
going
week,
through.
or you still are running a temperature by the end of 7 days, you really do need to seek medical help. And the way to do that is by going online and looking at the NHS coronavirus page, or call NHS 111. The doctor will be looking for a range of possible symptoms which will suggest you may need to go to hospital. Now, those include having a severe shortage of breath or difficulty breathing, coughing up blood, blue lips or face, feeling cold and clammy with pale or mottled skin, collapsing or fainting, new confusion, becoming difficult to rouse. So you feel very lethargic and really can't take much notice of what people are saying, and little or no urine output. A number of tests will be carried out in hospital. The first thing that will happen is a diagnostic test to make sure that your symptoms really are COVID-19. These are the tests you've heard a lot about, and they're in short supply. Not all NHS workers are getting them yet, but they are there for patients. Blood test to ascertain how well your immune system is working. It's very important to know how the immune system is doing, because there is a second phase of the disease for some people where the immune system actually goes into overdrive and produces something called a cytokine storm. That's where the immune system actually attacks the body itself, and that can result in damage to organs such as the heart or the kidneys or the liver. Patients in hospital will be given ultrasound tests or CT scans in order to have a look at how the lungs are doing, and that is to assess whether they have pneumonia, and if so, how bad it is. Some people will have oxygen delivered through a face mask, but others, where their lungs are really not coping very well, will have to go on a ventilator. That will actually take over their breathing function, and for that, they must be sedated. There will also be an electrocardiogram test to check that the heart is working normally. The heart is at risk from the coronavirus, and the kidneys and the liver also can suffer from lack of oxygen. Understanding the progression of coronavirus can actually seem a bit scary, particularly when we've heard about children and young people and fit people even actually suffering and dying from this. But they are rare. And in fact, there are anomalies at the other end of things too. So some quite elderly people and even people with cancer conditions have come through this and done fine. It's worth remembering that the vast majority of people are going to recover.
There you go. What I found quite informative about that particular video was that I, first of all, never knew you had to be unconscious to be on a ventilator. That's kind of scary. You know, that is scary in itself. And that your body can produce too many white blood cells when fighting off this, and it starts to attack itself. Now, I'm just wondering if that is what has happened to my second youngest son, because I know that if you produce too many antibodies or many white blood cells, your temperature goes up as well. And he's had a constant and persistent fever for almost 3.5 weeks now. He just had blood tests and a urine test today, so we get those results back. So it will be interesting to see, because he potentially had tonsillitis 3 weeks ago. And then the GP thinks that he's had COVID now as well. I don't know, but he had antibiotics for the tonsillitis because it's a bacterial type thing going on there. But it's interesting to think that. And then the first video that we played as well, it makes more sense with the emphasis on the hygiene thing, washing your hands once every hour, soapy water twice a day around all the hand surfaces of your house. And then your house is pretty much safe after that. If everybody's in the house and they've not gone to a public place, they're not going to have brought that into the house in the first place. Interesting. So that was the COVID Chronicles for the day. just a little sort of segment of it all. Very interesting. I found it to be quite interesting indeed. But let us go and do Corona Idiots of the Day. Let me get the jingle ready because I do like playing my jingles. Jingles are fun, 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 fun. Here it is now. Right, there is a Facebook page now, would you believe, that is dedicated to Corona Idiots. It's Corona Idiots Name and Shame. Let me just cue that up so you can see it for yourself. I am now officially following it, and I have a video ready. I think which one's this? Is that the Joe Price one? Yes, it is, but we're not going to watch. Yeah. Hold on a second. Do I want to watch this one? This is one. No. Let us go back to the news feed. What I liked about this particular, where's the Corona Idiots of the Day one? That's me. Oh, where's it gone? Right, hold on. Let us, look, there's a picture of me live. Interesting. Okay, let us look up Corona Idiots of the Day. Corona. Up. Corona. We'll just go back and go back again. We should hit the. I think it's because I was watching the videos on this earlier on, and back again. There it is. That's the one that we want right there. Okay, so the Corona Idiots of the Day. Oh man, one too many. Shocking. How unprofessional. Right, so yeah, Corona Idiots Hall of Shame. Thousands ignore lockdown to enjoy sunny weather. We know this. We've seen people doing this, and I've had a good old rant about it. Left, right, and ranty centre. I was watching the news prior to this particular stream, and what I was amazed at, there was a police officer, that, like a traffic cop in the Lake District, that was being followed by a film crew and everything like that. And he actually watched a car with a canoe go streaming past him. So he ran the registration number to see where the car was registered, and it was registered 100 miles from the Lake District. So that guy truly had no business being in the Lake District, and obviously what he was going to be doing was going for a wee canoe in the Lake District with the canoe that was on the roof. So the copper chased him down, and there was two guys in the car from, like I say, 100 miles away, and the copper said, like, listen, turn around, go back home. You have no business being here whatsoever. This is not essential. Then the chief inspector for Manchester City Area Police said between last Saturday and Monday, they broke up over 1,000, just in Manchester, over 1,000 different party type elements. About 450 house parties, street parties, not as in like a Queen's Jubilee street party, but gatherings of people in the streets, about 400, and then the rest was people gathering for barbecues and things in the park. This is continually and continuously going on all the time. And the Corona Idiots Name and Hall of Shame, Name and Shame, is definitely a good website just to have a wee gander at from time to time. It's certainly got, there's articles from people all over the world, so you might have to hit the translate button a few times. But it's something that I genuinely recommend having a little. In fact, see this guy here? We're about to do him next, which is even more interesting. Right, so let's put that away. Hang on, go. And we shall bring up the next one. Let me cue it up. Thank you, Jason, for the healing vibes for Young Ruin. It's nice of you to do such a thing. Okay, what do we have? We have here This is the Brazilian president is doing his best to downplay this thing. Basically, he was very much like, doing a bit of a Trump, really, about the whole thing. Bolsonaro has largely struggled to take the coronavirus seriously, going against his own health minister's advice earlier in March, and while awaiting the results of a second coronavirus test. Now, he doesn't take the whole concept of corona seriously, but he takes it seriously enough to worry about getting it to have a second test. Moron, you are a moron. 100%. Anyway, he was waiting for his second coronavirus test. He left self-isolation to join rallies against Congress. He shook hands with supporters in Brasilia and sent a message to millions that there was not anything, not something to worry about, not anything to worry about, really. In a televised address last week, he repeated a now well-worn phrase, "It's just a little flu or the sniffles." Of course it is. Moron. He said, blaming the media once again for the hysteria and panic over COVID-19. Crazy. What can I say? I've just realised we're on Mixer as well, and I can't see the chat on Mixer. So if you're on Mixer and you are commenting, apologies. I should have Mixer up on my phone. Put the volume down, bring up Mixer like so. Where am I? Go to my profile. Am I live? Yes, I am live. Watch. Brilliant. Like to switch to your brothers. Hey, there is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How's you? Right, so apologies to Mixerland. Okay, I now have you up on my phone. Hey, Shady. Hope you're good. I'm out in the world trying to get supplies. What supplies are you getting, my lady? I hope it's chocolate. And while you're out there, get me some chocolate too. Please post it on. Give the envelope a sanitize first, though, please. Okay, for the postie, not for me. Let's go back and talk more about this moron that is the president of Brazil. A few days later, he clearly demonstrated his prioritization of the economy over isolation measures, favored by the rest of the world. People are going to die. I'm sorry, he said. But we can't stop a car factory because there are traffic accidents. Wow. Bolsonaro is alone right now, says Brian Winter, editor-in-chief of the publication America's Quarterly. No other major world leader is denying the severity of this to the extent that he is. And depending on how things go, that approach could cost a lot of lives in Brazil. The president is frustrated. He came into power last year promising a better economy, and the coronavirus has put a stop to that. Oh, how terrible coronavirus. Right, what's this? Yeah, what an idiot, absolutely. Yeah, no, do you know something? It's just one of those things. At the end of the day, people will take it serious or people won't take it serious. It's down to choice. If you choose to take it seriously, that's cool. If you don't, well, then it's your choice to be a moron. Okay, can't help it. You can't help it. Let's carry on with what you were saying. Rio's beaches are deserted and the normally gridlocked streets of Sao Paulo are empty. Shops, schools, public spaces and businesses in many states have shut. So Mr. Bolsonaro is determined to make this pandemic political, blaming his adversaries for trying to destroy the country. No, mate, okay? Your mates and your colleagues and your opponents are all trying to save lives. That is what the whole thing is. In Britain, I am actually over the moon that there doesn't seem to be any division of what the right thing to do actually is. All right, it boils down to a simple thing. We've got to save lives. Okay, we don't want it not to be taken. It took a while. All right, it took a while. Boris woke up to it after he started to get a tickle in his throat. All right, and you're thinking, well, maybe this is a bit more serious than I thought. Bless him. Right, but let's just be perfectly clear on this just now. Perfectly clear. Okay, the president of Brazil openly blaming his opponents for trying to destroy the country is ridiculous. Mr. President, just go to your phone book, phone any of the other world leaders that you're associated with through the United Nations. You could go to the secret United Nations address book and get their direct dial number. That's what it's there for. Okay? Phone them up and say, hey, this coronavirus, what's it all about? You know, what is it all about? Is it true? Or are my political opponents trying to just destroy my country? Loser. What a mongo. It really drives me bananas. Oh, evening, Mo. What is my name on Mixer? It is Mojax Happy as well, Alia. Yep, Mojax Happy, all one word, no underscore. I am waving at that camera just now. Hi, Mixerland. Hey, how are you, Mixerland? I hope you're good. There's nobody watching on Mixer just now. I just pop it on Mixer because it's a lot of fun to have a double stream going. There you go. So yeah, we decide straight away that the president of Brazil is a complete moron, putting the economy first over lives, and actually thinking that his political opponents are wanting to shut down the economy to destroy the country because he was elected president on a bandwagon of making the economy better. So poor Jair Bolsonaro. President Bolsonaro, you have Bolsonaro'd it right up, mate. Okay, finishing off basically economy rules. A few days ago, a video was shared by President Bolsonaro's son, Flavio, a politician himself. The video message, which claimed to come from the Brazilian government, was that Brazil can't stop what? Brazil can't stop. Brazil can't stop. People need to keep working to keep the country safe and the economy growing. So the economy is more important. The government refused to claim ownership of the video and has since called it fake news. But it's exactly the message Mr. Bolsonaro has been putting out. So much so, in fact, that a federal judge on Saturday banned the government from campaigning against isolation measures. Government posts on social media using the hashtag were hastily removed. He's clearly laying the foundation of being able to say 6 months to a year from now that he did not agree with the tough distancing measures with the lockdown. You know, we're locked down for a fine reason. You know, do you think that I like not going out from the boundaries of my own home? I venture to the back garden, you know. I don't mind. I'm quite lucky. I quite like staying at home. I'm a bit of a homeboy. I'm a Cancer. That's my star sign. I'm a Cancer. I love my home. I've just built an outdoor kitchen today in my garden. It's fantastic. I will share pictures tomorrow when I finish the rest of the things I'm doing in the garden. It is remarkable. I am having a good old time down there, but I will not venture beyond my garden path out into the street. That is not happening. Not one iota. When I come into the house, hands are washed. If I come up from the garden and it's more than an hour I've been there, I have a shower. The outdoor clothes go into a bag at the front door. They do not get spread around my house. If you were here for the first video that we played tonight, the coronavirus is spread 99% by touch. Do you know this? This is why it's important to wash your hands once per hour. To wash down all the hand surfaces in your house at least twice a day with hot soapy water, because the droplets will last on there for 4 or 5 hours on plastic or metal. It will live happily, you know, just fizzling away very slowly. But if you wipe them down with hot soapy water, they won't be there anymore. It's not sanitizing, you're just actually cleaning the droplets away. You're not spreading them thin, you're wiping them off. Then that cloth should just be sanitized itself, thrown out. If you're better using kitchen roll, to be perfectly honest, and then, just chuck that away. Or if you use the cloth, stick it in the washing machine. Put it on a hot wash with your hot wash stuff. But we're pretty anal about our decontamination protocols in the house. We have, those. We've got like blue buckets. I can't remember what they're called, but they're ones that builders use. You get big ones and you get wee ones. Well, we've got 6 or 7 of the wee ones we use for outdoor clothes and for shoes, outdoor shoes. Basically, we strip off as soon as we come in the front door, and that's it. We go into the shower if it's the end of the day. And then after this stream tonight, I will go and wipe down all the surfaces. And then tomorrow at lunchtime, all the surfaces get done again. Because by that time I'll have been in the garden. So these simple, easy measures, hand washing once an hour, twice a day minimum, washing your hand surfaces. That's your door handles, your cutlery drawer handles, stuff like that. Okay, especially if you've been out in the public, if you've been out there in the world of public transport, going to the shops, whatever. All right, that is why we do it. Okay, that is why we do that. And if you don't, clean up after yourself, then you're kind of pushing it a wee bit to the point where you could end up bringing it back into your home. I hopefully will have my children back by Sunday, which will make streaming interesting because they'll all be sitting on the sofa over there, looking at me, thinking, my daddy's an idiot. Or I'll make them watch the stream one way or another. But at the end of the day, they will have to go through the same protocols. They'll be allowed in the garden, no shoes in the house, take off your outdoor clothes if you're not just coming up to go to the toilet or something, and then back off with you downstairs if you're going back out again, whatever, those sort of things. But that is the way forward. That is Corona Idiots of the Day. So is this all stuff we should have been doing all along? Yeah, absolutely. It's common sense. I mean, prior to coronavirus, did I wash my hands every hour? No. Did I wash them every time I went to the toilet? Yes, of course. Did I wash them before dinner? Absolutely. That's the way I was brought up. Did I wash them as part of my morning routine and my evening routine? Absolutely. So I was probably washing my hands about, 8 or 9 times a day as it was. That's probably adequate for pre-corona days, pre-COVID time. Before COVID. Oh, that's a new BC. Oh, 2019 BC, before COVID. I'm going to use that for something else. I'm going to have to make a meme for that. So long and short of it is, before COVID, my cleanliness and hygiene habits were quite good. Now they're proper anal. Proper anal. And that's anal without the loop. It's not pleasant. It's something that has to be done, though. You really, really, really have to do it. And if you don't, like I say, you're just putting yourselves in jeopardy. And I would hate to see that happen to anyone. Okay, we're going to finish up tonight. It's a nice little short one. Cognag's not here tonight. I was waiting for him to pop into the stream. He's probably still watching some Game of Thrones. He's actually watching it now. What a good boy. I kind of told him off last Friday. We were having a chat, everybody, and sort of an after chat in the studio software. And we were talking about Game of Thrones. And he says, actually, I've never watched it. And I immediately chucked him off. I says, get out. Don't speak to me again until you've watched Game of Thrones. Then I found out another good friend of mine called Rab has also not seen it. And let me just say just now, if you're watching this back later, my heart goes out to you right now. He's had some bad news, not COVID virus related, but just bad news. I was speaking to him earlier on, and I just want to say, Rab, I love you, man. My heart's with you. My prayers are with you, brother. Okay. And when you're ready to come back to watch, that's cool. And before then, just go and heal. Go and heal your heart and heal your soul, brother. That was a private, personal message. And when Rab's ready to come back and talk, we will we'll talk to Rab and find out what happened. It's a personal thing, and I truly don't want to divulge it, but I wanted to publicly make that wee statement about him. He said it was okay for me to do it. Okay, so let's get rid of that screen there, and what we need to do is we need to queue up the what's it called? Isolation games. Here they come. I love my cheesy jingles. They're absolute hardcore cheese fest. Yeah, it's Alia, thank you. Having a good night and a nice chat here. Oh, it's quite a pleasant little stream. It's a tiny, totty little stream, and everybody that comes to visit, I feel I've got a personal affinity with now. It's not like a mass of unknown people. Everybody that is here, Jason, Shady, Alia, you three are the only one who's watching. And let me see, is there anybody watching on Mixer? Make yourself known if you're watching on Mixer. Yes. Oh, thank you. Alia's hosting me. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. Makes a big. That's the first time I've been hosted by anybody on Mixer. You broke my hosted cherry tonight, Alia. Thank you so much. It's the first time one of my cherries have been broken since I was a teenager. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. Yeah, so we have a funny coronavirus video to watch. This is when I get this queued up, and hopefully we will not lose the stream. Fingers crossed. Oh, yes, excellent. Right, let's get this back to the beginning. Yes, it is there. This is a, how long is it? It is, I think it's only a couple of minutes. Yeah, a couple of minutes long, and it's just silly things all about the coronavirus, which I looked at and thought there were some cute things and was worth actually watching. Here it is.
Thanks, bro.
Oh my god. Extreme baby mask. An inflatable suit for a baby. This was the aftermath after some. Oh my god. After somebody quarantined, the toilet was left unflushed. Ew. Oh my god. What are they doing? That has got to be South Korea. That's not Japan.
Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole. Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.
Oh yes, we like this.
Now I know how all the writers in Hollywood feel.
Fuck the Chinese government.
Which, by the way, fuck China. Just want to make that clear. Fuck China.
Wow.
Fuck you, mainland pieces of shit. Hong Kong, Taiwan, totally fine. You guys are cool.
Wow.
You know, the Cantonese is a little dirty sounding, but fuck China.
Nyla, thank you so much. I think you're only the second person to ever give me stars. Wow, thank you so very much. Did you say, listen, hold on. Let me pause that. Who is this woman? I've seen this before. I am not up to date. I am not got my finger on the pulse of anything remotely to do with anything to do with celebrities or stuff. All right. Who is that? Who is that woman? Because I've seen this before. She was the one that was like, they made not just this meme, but a wee song about what she was saying as well, I'm pretty sure. Okay. But I have no idea who she is. That's crazy. Crazy. Wow. Who's that? Is that Roberto on there as well? Did I just see Robert come into the stream? Roberto. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Let's go back to this stupid COVID video. It's only got about another 45 seconds. Yeah, this is the song. Who is that? Who is she? She is kind of scary. That should have been on my brother's supernatural thing. Right, okay, I've had enough of her. Moving on. Yes. That is genius. Not so much that. What the Keep all windows closed. Yeah. No. No. Oh my God. Hold on.
Important tip.
That there, let me just scroll that back. That is getting done. That there. In my living room, I have that paddling pool and I have a similar inflatable there as well. Oh my goodness. Nyla's given me some more sparky warkies. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I feel so much love. I feel loved. I'm being hosted on Mixer and I've received sparks too. That means so much to me. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I want to put a paddling pool in my living room now, and I want to have that big inflatable duck thing. Maybe not the duck, I've got something else I can use instead, but that has got to happen. That has to happen. Anyway, moving on.
Important tip. Stay home, eat healthy, quarantine, fuck the corona.
Yeah, there we go. Fuck the corona. Fuck the corona. Yes. Let's just say fuck the corona. Listen, tonight has been a fun night. It's been a quiet night without Cognag being here. We've gone through all the nice things to do. I would recommend anybody, recommend anybody to go back to the start of this stream, watch back the first video I played, because it's really informative about how to look after yourself from a hygiene point of view, what the coronavirus, how it sort of spreads a little bit more and stuff. Okay, that's the one about washing your house like twice a day and your hands every hour. It's well worth watching. I learned a little bit of things from it, and I'm going to I didn't know that it was survived in droplets. So good night, Jason. Thank you for coming. Yes, fuck the corona. I think I think we're going to come out of this okay. I think that we're going to be okay. I think the people that are unfortunately losing their lives from this, that was kind of inevitable, with maybe undergoing health problems with them, or those that have, unfortunately had a really bad dose of it. My heart goes out to all their families, and it's horrible to think that in these sort of cases, if you don't take precautions, you could end up in the worst case scenario. And that's what I mean by inevitable. It's you can't lay the finger of blame upon anybody, really. Spreading it, I suppose you can. The corona idiots and the president of Brazil being a bit of a Mongo, things like that, yes. But truly, at the end of the day, it happens, and it's a horrible thing to think that it's happened. But we will get through this. And it will touch every one of us. It will. Every single person will be touched by it. But your choice and how you behave will dictate the future for everybody. It truly will. So choose to be good, choose to be sensible, choose to be safe, and choose to stay in touch with all your loved ones. I would say within the next 24 hours, go and phone somebody that you've not spoken to for a week, 2 weeks, just to see how they are. Just say, I'm just phoning up to see how you are. Just want to check up on you. Tell them what's going on with you. Hold on a second. Too much talking. Dry throat. That's a throwback from cancer as well. I've only got one saliva gland now. So if I talk too long, I end up getting very dry mouth, more than usual. Yeah, go and phone somebody you've not phoned for a while. Phone them up, check up on them, see how they are, and say, look, I want you to go and phone somebody else now as well. Start a chain. Start something positive. And tomorrow I'm going to do a positivity stream. I think we all kind of need it. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's open mic night. So yeah, Saturday or Sunday or Monday will be positivity night, depending when the children come back. Because if the kids come back on Sunday, don't expect a stream. Oh no, we have to do part 2 of the, what's it called? The Long Island Murderers over on my brother's stream. I've got the notes ready in the planetarium already. This is the big book of true crime. This is where I keep all my notes for his stuff. So there's no giving it away. It will sit on the radiator till Sunday. That's the stream I'll be doing it on Sunday. Yes, the president of Brazil is an idiot for for more than just this reason. Thank you, Nyla. That is totally true. Listen, thank you, Nyla, for all those wonderful sparks. I really appreciate that. So nice of you. And thank you for hosting me, Ali, as well in Mixer. I will start to use Mixer more often in the evenings. And thank you for that comment there as well, Nyla. Loving Serial Killer Sunday. We will get round to doing all those incredible sort of links and things that you have sent me. I suggest things to my brother, but and you know, he basically has control of it. It's his show, and he suggests things to me as well to go and research. Oh, Alia, thank you so much. Sparks all round. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Listen, we're going to call it a night tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning. If you're up and at 'em in the morning, 9:20 is when we'll be doing looking at the papers, and maybe we'll do some positive stuff in the morning. We'll have a wee look at Joe doing his PE in the morning again, and I might share some photographs with you of my newly built outdoor kitchen, getting ready for socially distancing barbecues in the summer, just with the family. I will be patrolling the perimeter of my house with a big stick, poking people to say, stay away. So let me say thank you again. If you want to get hold of me, it's at Mojax Happy on Twitter. I'm always happy to hear from you, any suggestions, anything you want me to talk about, or if you want to appear on the show, that's the best place to get me. Send me a PM or just tweet me at Mojax Happy. That's the way to do it. And I will look forward to seeing you guys another evening. I'll tell you what, if you want to be triggered before we go, I still got that video from the guy licking his hands. I don't know if you saw this last night, Nyla. I'm going to play it just for you because this kind of upset me greatly. And it's a great way to leave the show feeling, people are bad, people suck, we have to get through this. So let's watch this. And
there's people walking around in the middle of the night, walking into people's driveways and touching the door handles of cars. As you can see, that guy there just gone into the neighbour's driveway, and now you can see him coming towards my driveway, touching his mouth and then touching the door handle. Doesn't really look like he's actually trying to open it, but just touching it.
Yeah, that pissed me off last night. It pissed a few people off last night, and I wanted you all to go away with a warning that the very first video I played about washing your hands and washing your door handles, it applies to your car as well. You know, take a couple of wipes out, take a soapy spray out, wash your handles before you touch them, because there's absolute Mongols like that going around that potentially could have the virus in their hand and touching your car doors. All right, so just be careful, be safe out there. You're all going to be part of this great big digital family that we're creating just now, and I appreciate your time, and I would hate to have any of this family here contract this horrible virus. Please take care, and we will see you all in the morning for morning coffee. Have a great night. We are just